Hello and welcome to my channel. You're watching V-Sense. Talking about Oud Ispahan. This was actually my first video on YouTube, and I've decided to redo the video because I obviously was not good at editing videos. I was not good at filming videos, and I'm still learning a bit by bit, and I hope I am getting better. You tell me in the comments down below though. So yes, I decided to go ahead and refilm this guy here. Just so you do know, this is a 15-ounce bottle, so it is pretty big. This was my first purchase for the channel overall, so it's very exciting. It's definitely a fragrance that I absolutely adore and love to bits. It is one of those fragrances that's intoxicating. It's great. It's timeless. It's one of the best fragrances that I feel like the House of Dior does. This was launched in 2012. The perfumer for this is François Demachy, which was the in-house perfumer for the House of Dior. He has since retired, and now there is Francis Kurkdjian. Kurkdjian has actually recreated Bois d'Argent's Eau Noire, which he was the original one to make that, and Cologne Blanche. So he's redone old fragrances, but he hasn't come out with a new release on his own just yet. So that's very exciting because he has a lot of hype around his own fragrance house that was purchased by Louis Vuitton, which owns Dior or LVMH. This is a bottle, like I said, it's a 15-ounce bottle. Just so you do know, all 15-ounce bottles do not come with a sprayer. So when you open it, it looks like that. So there is nothing for you to spray. You have to flip them over. So to me, it's been a nightmare to actually have to flip it over and do all that stuff, because there's been a couple of times that I've dropped it and lost some liquid in the process. What I use, I know Dior does sell their own atomizers. They're around $100, $150, pretty expensive. They're leather, nice quality, you know, it's Dior, so they're gonna be really good at what they do. But I use this Old Bitter Peach atomizer by Tom Ford, and I just fill it up as so and carry it with me. No one needs to know what's in here, so who cares? So this fragrance is iconic. There are a couple in this range that are very popular. I know Fève Délicieuse has a cult following. There is quite a few of them on here that are very popular. Amber Nuit, I mean, everyone loves that one. So yes, this is my favorite one out of that range. I also love Taupe Color. I also would really like a bottle of Amber Nuit, but it's fairly expensive now. But it's actually fairly surprising when you do the price breakdown on these fragrances. They are a lot cheaper than you actually think they are compared to every other private line, to every other brand. This might be the cheapest one yet that I've noticed. So this bottle itself is 450 mils, 15 ounces, and the price for this one is $450 US. This is before price increases. This is 2023, January of 2023. So I know that they're doing a price increase on this guy if they are going to continue to make the 15-ounce bottles, because Amber Nuit did have a 15-ounce bottle. It has since disappeared from the website. It's no longer available. But other fragrances like Purple Oud, Oud Ispahan, Oud Rosewood do have 15-ounce bottles, but it's very limited as to which ones they do it for. So obviously, if you're doing the math, it's $1 per mil on this. So it's $1 per spray. That is an incredible deal, especially if you look at brands like Tom Ford, where you're looking at $8 a spray for their, you know, smallest one. So definitely a really good deal. If you love a fragrance like Oud Ispahan, it's one to get, because the 15-ounce bottle is really worth the price. So just as a price comparison, there is also an 8.5, which is typically the large size you can get in these fragrances for the House of Dior, which is 250 mils, would run you $1.68 per mil. So even that is incredibly cheap, incredibly affordable. And you're getting quite a bit of quality in these fragrances. So in this one, you do get real oud. Oud is very expensive as an essence that is put into perfumery. It is very rare because the way that it has to be manufactured is that it has to essentially not kill the tree that it's hosting, the bacteria that is causing the oud to be created. So with that being said, yes, this is an incredible scent, an incredible price, because $1 per mil is very much a cheap price. If you go to the 4.25 ounce bottle or 125 mils, you would be paying the price of $2.48 per per spray or per mil. Typically a spray is anywhere from 5 to 7 sprays depending on the sprayer, of course. So that's one spray, one application. Yes, it's typically 5 to 7 sprays out of an atomizer. It just depends on the sprayer overall. They also make a smaller travel size one, which is a pocket spray, and it's 1.35 ounces or 40 mils, and the price per mil for that one would be $3.13. So even that's not, you know, astronomical. There are some other ones that are a lot more expensive. So the reason I love this fragrance is because it is very, very elegant and opulent. So every brand typically has their own, you know, like DNA to a fragrance. You know, Chanel is very big for number 5. So a lot of their fragrances are going to be aldehydic, powdery, you know, very 1920s, 1930s type of a vibe to them. Then Louis Vuitton is going to be very light, airy, very, you know, sophisticated, elegant. Tom Ford usually has a smoky tobacconess. Dior is all about flowers and opulence. So the more opulent and more va-va-voom that you get out of a fragrance, that's what Dior's DNA is. You know, very floral, very, you know, over the top, just like the house of fashion that Dior is, you know, the new look, you know, which was just very revolutionary. You know, he was very inspired off of dresses to make his couture clothes. This is exactly what translates into the fragrances overall. So François Dimaschi did a great job on this one overall. The top notes on this are going to be labdanum. That's all that's listed as a top note is labdanum, and I can definitely see labdanum in here. It gives it a lot more of a sweetness to it. Although this fragrance I wouldn't per se is sweet, it does have a sweet essence to it, which makes it a little bit less rough and less harsh overall. The middle notes are going to be patchouli. Patchouli is also in here. It's a very prevalent note. It does have that ground earthiness to it overall. It makes it, you know, smell a little bit better if you ask me, because it does create that like baseline that patchouli does have. It's not a 70s patchouli, it's a more modern patchouli, but it does give it that nice bohemian chicness to it. The base notes are going to be oud, rose, and sandalwood. The rose is very prevalent in here. It doesn't specify if it's Turkish or Bulgarian rose or French rose or May rose or any rose. It does smell a lot like Turkish and a mixture of Bulgarian rose in here. There could be more, of course, but it is a very prevalent note in this fragrance overall. It creates the fragrance to be more opulent, more elegant, and refined. The oud in this is very strong. It's not going to be extremely strong to the point where you can't wear it or you don't think that it's a wearable oud. Trust me, it's a very wearable oud. The fragrance overall is just very easy to wear. In fact, it's one of the easier ouds to wear, but the oud is strong. You can definitely smell it in here, but it has, you know, kind of like a rough little edge to it. But it's very easily, you know, diffused and creamed out and like smoothed out, if that makes any sense, by the sandalwood. The sandalwood in here is very creamy. It has a very woody heart, but it's extremely soft. It just liquefies and make everything, you know, flow a lot easier. So this fragrance is definitely a masterpiece. It's one of my favorites. I do love it, and you can obviously see that I've made a dent in it. Like I said, keep in mind that this is 15 ounces, so I've probably already gone through like one of the smaller 4.5 ounce bottles in this guy. So I would definitely recommend getting this guy. This fragrance line overall is definitely one of the best, and I definitely would like to review more of them. I have 4 of them in my collection now. Let me know if you would like a comparison of this compared to anything else. If you have any questions about this fragrance, definitely leave them down in the comments section. Make sure to like and subscribe the video for more fragrance related content, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching.